Welcome to Sleepless Readings. Tonight we'll be reading a tale called No One Likes My Coworker. I just knew he would become the laughingstock when he walked into the office wearing that fedora. The guys here can be dicks, and many of the women here act like they belong on the set of Mean Girls. They were gonna tear this man a new one. His cubicle was next to mine, and he stood up to outstretch his sweaty hand to introduce himself.
Hello. I'm Frankie. My mom named me after her favorite singer.
Sinatra?
Yeah.
That's awesome. My name's Philip. I wanted to rub my hand off on my pants, but he wasn't breaking eye contact with me. So, Frankie, you excited to be here?
I sure am. Well, hey, I don't want to hold you up. I'm finished setting up.
He turned around and I noticed all the Star Trek and serial character Funkos he was sitting around his area. I could already hear some of the snickers and whispering from co-workers. I heard a horrible plan some of the guys had. They were going to invite him to a sports bar and get him drunk and convince him Jessica, the prettiest girl in the office, likes him and wants him to ask her out. I know what it's like to be bullied. It freaking sucks, and it's something hard to forget. I felt sorry for him. I mean, he just started here. I peeked my head into his cubicle. Hey, Frankie?
What's up, P-Dog? That sounded horrible.
Nah, it's cool. I was wondering if you wanted to come over and catch the Red Sox game. I'll order some pizza, and we can down some cold beer.
Oh, thanks. I don't drink beer, but I do like mead. I'm also not really a sports fan.
Oh, okay, I understand. I rolled my chair back into my cubicle and I heard him stand up out of his chair.
But I'd love to. Shoot me the address.
Hours later, the break room's air was filled with the potent odor of microwaved fish. People were making faces of disgust. Frankie was pulling it out, and I followed behind to sit with him. Jessica approached him.
Hey there, new guy. Me and some of the others are gonna go to the sports bar down the road after work. Why don't you come?
Sorry, madam, but Philip asked first.
She gave me a pure bitter look. Their plans were demolished. Frankie showed up to my house after he stopped by his home. He wore a tuxedo shirt and held some bottles of mead. We honestly had a fantastic time. He's a nice and funny guy. He also introduced me to mead. I taught him some baseball facts, and we ended up having too much. We talked music, politics, religion, ambitions. He told me his dream is to become a scientist, and mine's to become a musician and travel the world. Can I ask a question, Frankie?
Sure.
What's up with the fedora? I mean, it's not exactly the style.
I don't really care about the style. Plus, it was my grandpa's. He was the greatest.
I pulled out a pocket knife. This was my grandpa's. It's been just over a year and I miss him every day. I walked towards the fridge to grab a beer, hoping he wouldn't see my watery eyes.
I appreciate you inviting me. I feel like I've been getting to know you. I have a question.
What's up? He leaned closer to me.
You're a great guy. How come you don't have a girlfriend?
It's complicated. I don't want to just settle for anyone. I want someone I feel like I can't breathe without. I haven't found that yet.
Tell me about your dream girl.
Well, funny, smart. She's gotta like baseball. God willing, she loves the Red Sox and hates the Yankees.
Come on, P-Dog. Tell me about looks.
Well, I don't want to be shallow.
Come on now, you gotta be attracted to her.
Well, I like blonde hair and blue eyes, thick thighs. I begin to blush. Nice butt. After I went into a full detail of my dream girl, he told me he was gonna leave. I show up to work the next day, and our boss came in and asked if anyone had seen Jessica. No one had, but her office best friend kept trying to call. Weeks went by and no one could find her. Other women in town went missing. It got to the point where we were asked to escort women to their cars after work. One day I heard screaming in the parking lot, and Frankie was laying on the ground. He was bruised up and his nose was bleeding. I watched as a van pulled away.
I tried to save Tiff.
I called for help while trying to calm down Frankie. He was sobbing. I stayed with him while he gave a description of the kidnapper.
I tell you, you're a true friend. How about you come to my house tomorrow and we watch the game? Go Sox!
I pulled up to his house the next day and knocked while trying to balance some chips and an apple cobbler I made. I was surprised when the door opened and a gorgeous woman was standing there. Long black hair, hourglass figure.
Hey, I'm Anne, Frankie's wife. It's so nice to meet you finally. He's told me so much about you. He's down in the basement. We have a nice hangout area.
She was leading the way. It felt so odd that he never told me about his wife. Their house was so nice.
So nice for you to arrive, P-Dog. You know I've always been bullied, but you have always been so good to me. I have a gift for you.
The basement was dark and had a weird smell. I felt so creeped out.
And light.
A light switch turned on, and there was a naked woman strapped to a table. Her limbs were sewn on. Frankie lights a cigar. His apron is covered in blood.
Those scars go away in time.
What the?
Took a couple different girls. That's Jessica's hair, Tiff's eyes, bunch of different girls. It's your dream girl, Philip.
But you got beat up.
And packs a hell of a punch. I know what you're thinking, but hear me out. Why go out in the dating world and find someone who may not be perfect when you can make your own? Anne is the perfect example. Just think about it like making a Sims character.
I felt paralyzed in fear.
She not look good enough? We can change some things.
He began to sew her head.
Just put the brain in. Found a loyal Red Sox fan that loves children and long walks on the beach.
He let out a cackle and pushed a button he had on a remote in his hand. The woman on the table sat up.
Hello, dear.
I walked over to her. Beauty could not begin to describe how angelic her looks were. I pulled her towards me and kissed her. Fireworks sparked and butterflies filled my stomach. No one likes my coworker, but he's a great guy. Thank you for listening. That was No One Likes My Coworker.
Don't forget to like the video, it does help to boost the channel.
Leave a comment for the algorithm.
There's new stories every Sunday. Not to mention the shorts on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So subscribe.
And ring the bell.
Thanks, guys. And as always, stay sleepless.